Morning. Welcome to the next session of Design of RC Structural Elements course. In the last session, we have been discussed a singly reinforced beam. In that, we were working a type 1 problems. In that, we have worked some of the problems. So, let us continue with few more problems today. Okay. So, let me take another problem. A singly reinforced, second one, a singly reinforced concrete beam, a singly reinforced concrete beam of width 250 mm. 250 mm is reinforced with 4 numbers of 25 mm dia at an effective depth of 400 millimeter. Full stop. If M20 grade concrete and Fe415 steel are used, full stop. Compute ultimate moment of resistance of the section. Ultimate moment of resistance of the section. So, this is what a problem they have been given. A singly reinforced concrete beam of width 250 mm is reinforced with 4 numbers of 25 mm dia with an effective depth of 400 millimeter, M20 grade concrete, Fe415 steel. The aim of this problem is to find out the ultimate moment of resistance of a section. Okay. So, in this particular problem, okay, let us write down the same thing, the data. So, the given data are B is equal to 250 millimeter, okay, and directly they have been given effective depth, no need to calculate, 400 millimeter. Then M20 grade concrete, that is FCK equal to 20 Newton per millimeter square. Then Fy is equal to 415 Newton per millimeter square. Then one more thing, AST, that is area of steel. Area of steel. They have been given in number and the diameter. So, hence we will convert the diameter into area. Since it is a circular bar, okay, I am going to use a formula pi d square by 4, that is pi into 25 square divided by 4 in, okay, multiply by 4 numbers. Okay. So, this workouts to be 1963.50 millimeter square, 1963.50 millimeter square. So, these are all the data given. Please write down the cross section of a beam so that you will come to know what exactly they have been given. Okay. Let us write down the cross section of a beam. So, the width they have been given as 250 millimeter, Okay, and obviously the neutral axis will be exactly at the middle because of a symmetrical section, and then it is reinforced with four numbers of 25 mm dia, 4 numbers of 25 mm dia. Then this is what the effective depth. Okay, so that is small d. Directly they have been given. If they are not going to give a directly, they might be given overall depth. Overall depth minus the effective cover will give you the effective depth. Now in this problem you need not to worry or calculate like that, because directly they have been given the effective depth. Hence effective depth D is equal to 400 millimeter. So this is the cross section of a singly reinforced beam. Okay. So now let us proceed with the problem. Okay, the same thing. The step number 1. Step number 1 is calculating a depth of neutral axis. Calculating the depth of neutral axis. Okay, so this will be calculated same thing as per annexure or annex G 1.1a page 96 of IS 456 2000. Okay, so they have been given the formula. Okay, the formula is XU by D equal to 0.87 Fy into AST divided by 0.36 FCK BD. So this is the formula we are going to use to calculate the depth of a neutral axis. Let us substitute this. So 0.87 and Fy will be 415 into AST 1963.50 divided by 0.36 into FCK value. Please be careful while substituting. Check once. It is grade of concrete is 20 into, okay, the width of a beam 250 into small d, that is effective depth 400. Okay. So 0.87 into 415 into 1963.50 divided by 0.36 into 20 into 250. So please check once whether you have substituted properly or not. Okay. So this workouts to be 0.984. So 0.984. So the depth of a neutral axis will be 0.984. I can say, or approximately can say 0.99. Okay. Next, limiting or maximum depth of neutral axis. Maximum depth of neutral axis. That is, once again, page number from page 70 of IS 456 2000. In the note, okay, they have been given, okay, the grade of a steel, okay, the XU max by D or XU limb by D will vary depending upon the grade of a steel. Okay, so as I have mentioned in the yesterday class. So now, since it is for Fe415 steel, Fe415 steel, XU max by D equal to, or XU limb by D equal to 0.48. 0.48. So now next step, that is step number 3, deciding the section. Okay, deciding the section. Okay, deciding the section means we are going to decide whether it is singly reinforced or doubly reinforced. Okay, or I can say it is a under reinforced or over reinforced. Okay. So we are going to check the section whether it is a XU by D is greater than XU max by D or XU by D is lesser than XU max by D. Okay. So now we are going to check that. Since XU by D, okay, greater than XU max by D, since XU by D greater than XU max by D, then section is over reinforced. Then the section is over reinforced. Is it clear? Yesterday problem, okay, or the last session problem, what we have worked out, okay, that will be under reinforced. Now we come up with a section of over reinforced. So now how to proceed with the over reinforced section? Okay. Next, once again go to the page 96, annexure G, okay, 1.1. So in the last class or in the last session we have discussed, that is when the under reinforced section that will become, we were using a formula G1.1b, G1.1b. Okay, now since it is a over reinforced section, now the formula will change to annex G1.1c. Okay, you can see clearly they have been mentioned. If the value of XU by D is equal to or more than the limiting value, the moment of resistance of a section is given by a following formula. Okay, so let us write down the formula. Let us write down that formula. Step number 4. Okay, ultimate moment of resistance. Ultimate moment of resistance. So, ultimate moment of resistance for over reinforced section will be given by as per annex G 1.1 C page 96 of IS 456 2000. Okay, the formula will be mu lim. Okay, mu lim. Okay, equal to mu lim equal to 0.36 XU max by D, 0.36 XU max by D into 1 minus 0.42 XU max by D into 1 minus 0.42 XU max by D into BD square FCK. So this is the formula we are going to use to calculate the over reinforced section. Okay, so you already came to know, okay, from the module number 1 what exactly is under reinforced and over reinforced. Okay, since the depth of the neutral axis is going beyond XU max, I am going to limit the moment of resistance. That means I am going to consider the mu lim will be equal to mu. Okay, because of a over reinforced section. Okay, so let us substitute one by one. Okay, so mu lim equal to 0.36 into XU max by D value is 0.48 into 1 minus 0.42 into 0.48 into B. The width of the beam is 250 into effective depth is 400 square into the grade of concrete is 20. So this workouts to be, okay, this workouts to be what I can say 110.4 into 10 to the power of 6 Newton millimeter. Okay, or I I can also express in 110.4 kilonewton meter. 110.4 kilonewton meter. As I have stated, since I am going to consider the limiting moment or limited ultimate moment of resistance is equal to the ultimate moment of resistance, I can write mu is equal to 110.4 kilonewton meter. So like this, we are going to calculate the ultimate moment of resistance for a over reinforced section singly reinforced beam. Is that clear? Is that clear? Okay. So we will proceed with a few more problems. We will proceed with a few more problems. Next. Yes, one more thing. Apart from this particular formula, we can use one more formula to calculate the mu lim only for over reinforced section. Okay, I will repeat. Instead of using Annex G 1.1c as per IS 456-2000, we can use one more formula or alternative formula to calculate mu lim. Okay, so that particular formula once again will be classified based upon the grade of a steel. Okay, for Fe250 it will be mu lim. Okay, will be 1 point something, so 0.7 FCK BD square. Then for Fe415 steel, mu lim is equal to 0.138 FCK BD square. So using this formula, I can calculate once again 0.138 FCK BD square. So this is the one more formula. We can write down alternate method to calculate the mu lim. So this formula holds good for Fe415 steel. Okay, for 250 it will be different, for 500 it will be different. Okay, now it is Fe415, I am going to use this formula. So 0.138 into 20 once again into, okay, the B is 250 into effective depth is 400 square, and you are going to get the same answer, that is 110.4 kilonewton meter, or I can say 110.4 10 to the power of 6 Newton millimeter. Okay, is it clear? You can use either of the formula to calculate mu lim or mu for over reinforced section. Okay, is that clear? Okay, so we will proceed with the next problem. Okay, the next problem is a rectangular section of 230 by 500 mm. A rectangular section of 230 by 500 mm is used as a simply supported beam, for a effective span of 6 meter, The beam consists of tensile reinforcement. The beam consists of tensile reinforcement of area or of 4000 millimeter square, 4000 millimeter square, and center of reinforcement is placed at 35 mm from the bottom edge. Okay, full stop. What maximum total UDL? What maximum total UDL can be allowed on the beam? Okay, is it clear? So this is what the problem. So now they have been given a section of 230 by 500. They have been given a section of 230 by 500. That means B is equal to 230 millimeter and overall depth. Please observe, nowhere they have been mentioned it is an effective depth. Since they have not been mentioned, it as a section, okay, I am going to consider it as overall depth of 500 millimeter. Next, effective span LE 6 meter. The beam consists of tensile reinforcement of area 4000 millimeter square. Now, in the last problem, I have been given, okay, the AST, okay, in terms of number of a bar, that is 4 number of so and so. But in this particular problem, directly they have been given a area of a steel or reinforcement area as AST equal to 4000 millimeter square. Okay, and one more thing, a very important thing they have been given, center of reinforcement is placed at 35 mm from the bottom edge. So that means they have been given a effective cover, center of reinforcement to the bottom edge. Let us write down the diagram. Okay, so this is what the thing. So the beam of width 230 millimeter and they have been given a overall depth 500 millimeter, and then this is what the neutral axis, okay. Then they have been provided with a reinforcement. Okay. So this reinforcement of area 4000 millimeter square. Then they have been given this particular, that is center of a reinforcement to the bottom edge of a beam, that is effective cover D dash equal to 35 millimeter. So hence the effective depth D is equal to, how to calculate effective depth then? Effective depth D is equal to overall depth minus effective cover. That is D is equal to 500 minus 35. So this workouts to be 465 millimeter. D is equal to 465 millimeter. So like this we need to calculate the effective depth when overall depth and effective cover is given. Is it clear? Okay. Next, what is the aim of this problem? Is asking what is the maximum total UDL that can be allowed on the beam. Okay. So this is a simply supported beam. This is a simply supported beam. Okay. So he is asking what is the total UDL, okay, it can carry, okay, on the beam. So with this effective span, that is support to support distance is 6 meter. So he is asking at W. Okay. So we know what is the formula for this. What is the formula for this? The formula will be M is equal to WL square by 8. That is the total load carrying multiplied by effective span square by 8. Now, since, okay, I don't know what is M, okay, that is unfactored moment. Okay, unfactored moment, please note down. Okay, we were calculating ultimate moment, okay, or factored moment. Okay, so now I required unfactored moment. That means I need to calculate ultimate moment of resistance of a section first. So for that, once again go with the same steps. Step number 1, depth of neutral axis once again. Okay. So this is also same thing as per annexure G 1.1a, page number 96 of IS 456 2000. Okay, that is XU by D equal to 0.87 into Fy into AST divided by 0.36 into FCK into BD. Okay, and this workouts to be, okay, and this workouts to be what I can say, yeah, and this workouts to be, that is 0.87, 0.87 into 415 into AST directly they have been given 4000 divided by 0.36 into 20 into width B is 230 into effective depth is 465. Okay, so this workouts to be 1.87. 1.87. Okay, so please check after substituting whether you have done a proper substitution or not. Okay, then once again, okay, the limiting or maximum depth of neutral axis, maximum depth of neutral axis. Once again, for, please observe which is the type of a steel or grade of a steel they have been given. Okay, please observe in this particular problem, okay, they have not been given grade of concrete and grade of steel. In this particular circumstances, you can consider FCK as 20 Newton per millimeter square. That is the minimum grade, we can use it for RC structure, and Fy as 415 steel. So when the data has not been given, use M20 grade concrete and Fe 415 steel. Okay. So for Fe 415 steel, okay, XU max by D equal to once again 0.48. Okay. So now decide the section. Since XU by D greater than XU max by D, then I am going to consider the section is over reinforced. The section is over reinforced. Okay, when you get a over reinforced section, you already know what is the formula you are going to use to calculate ultimate moment of resistance. Okay, that is as per, you can use any formula. Okay, step number 4. Okay, ultimate moment of resistance of a section, that is mu lim. This formula will be used as per, okay, as per annexure G 1.1 C. Okay, the same formula we can use, that is 0.36 XU max by D, then 1 minus 0.42 XU max by D into BD square FCK. Either you can use this formula or you can use for Fe415 grade steel, you can use that mu lim is equal to 0.138 FCK BD square. You can use either of the formula. Okay. So 0.36 into 0.48, 1 minus 0.42 into 0.48. The width is 230, effective depth 465 square into 20. So this workouts to be 137.26 kilonewton meter. 137.26 kilonewton meter. Okay. Anyway, you will get the answer in 137.26 10 to the power of 6 Newton millimeter. You are going to convert into kilonewton meter. So both are okay. So this is the way I am going to calculate the things. Okay. So now next, I came to know the ultimate moment of resistance. By I require unfactored moment. I require unfactored moment to get this particular moment value. Okay. So how to convert that? Okay. So you already know unfactored moment M is equal to ultimate moment. Okay. Ultimate moment divided by partial safety factor 1.5 or factor of safety. Okay. Okay, so ultimate moment will be given by 1.5 into that unfactored moment. Therefore, unfactored moment is equal to ultimate moment divided by 1.5, because whatever the load you are going to consider will be unfactored load. Hence, you are going to calculate unfactored moment. But we have calculated the ultimate moment. Hence, convert ultimate moment into unfactored moment. Okay, so that is M is equal to mu by 1.5, that is 137.26 kilonewton meter divided by 1.5. Okay, this workouts to be 91.50 kilonewton meter. 91 point. This is the unfactored moment. Okay, so now with this unfactored moment, let us calculate the maximum total UDL on the beam will be, okay, from the formula we know for a simply supported beam subjected to a total UDL of W. Total UDL meaning is, that is total load W is equal to dead load plus live load. That is the meaning of total UDL. Okay, dead load is self weight of a member and live load is the superimposed load I am going to impose on the beam. But in this case, you have not been bifurcated. He is directly asking what is the total UDL. Okay, for a simply supported beam subjected to total UDL of W, okay, I am going to use a formula M is equal to WL square by 8. Okay, so with this formula, Okay, since m is known, W is equal to 8m by L square. Okay, so please keep this in mind. Okay, L should be in meter. Okay, and m is in kilonewton meter. So, okay, please, all these things you should observe. If you substitute in Newton millimeter and then if you substitute LE in meter, the answer will vary. So, please note down all these things. It looks very simple and very silly, but all these things are very important. In a hurry, while substituting, you may miss certain things. That's why while substituting the formula, please be cautious. Okay. So next, 8 into 137.26 kilonewton meter divided by the span, effective span is 6 meter. Okay. So this workouts to be, okay, that is 6 square. That is 6 square. Okay. So this workouts to be 20.33 kilonewton meter. Okay, you already know that here kilonewton meter and here meter square. Okay, meter, and this will get cancelled, so it will become 20.33 kilonewton per meter. So this will be your total load that will be acting on the beam. So 20.33 kilonewton per meter includes both dead load and live load acting on the beam. Okay, is it clear? Okay, so these type of problems you can expect in the examination. Okay, so next we will get into the one more problem of this type. We will get to the one more problem of this type. Next, a cantilever beam. Next I will take a cantilever beam. A cantilever beam of span 2 meter. Of span 2 meter. Of span 2 meter is rectangular. Is rectangular in cross section. Is rectangular in cross section of 230 by 380 millimeter. It is reinforced with 3 numbers of 16 mm dia on tension side. On tension side, full stop. Determine the superimposed load. Determine the superimposed load on the beam. On the beam in addition to its self weight. Use M20 and Fe415 steel. So this is the problem they have been given. Okay. So the data are, once again write down, B is equal to 230 millimeter, overall depth 380 millimeter. Okay. And once again they have been given AST in numbers and bar, that is 3 into pi by 4 into 16 square. Okay. Next. Okay. Use M20 and Fe415 steel, that is FCK equal to 20 Newton per millimeter square and Fy is equal to 415 Newton per millimeter square. Okay. And this AST workouts to be, okay, that is cantilever beam. For cantilever beam its workouts to be 603.18 millimeter square. 603.18 millimeter square. Okay. Now the things we need to observe here is, this is a cantilever beam. This is a cantilever beam. Okay. In this cantilever beam, okay, the tension side, okay, as a simply supported beam, it will be on the bottommost portion or bottommost zone. But in the cantilever beam, okay, the tension side or a tension zone will be coming on the top. Okay, so please note this point. Okay, the cantilever beam, since the convexity will be bent upwards in the cantilever beam, hence the tension zone will always be at the topmost zone or the top fiber. Okay, so with this I am going to draw the diagram once again. So the B workouts to be 230, overall depth workouts to be 380 once again, and since it is a symmetrical section, exactly the depth of neutral axis will be there. Okay, and this will be the reinforcement. Okay, its workouts to be 3 numbers at 16 mm. Okay, and now the very important thing you need to observe here is they are not being given effective depth. They are not being given effective depth. They are given overall depth. Next, how to calculate this? How to calculate this? Okay, so you already know, okay, the D is equal to overall depth minus effective cover. Okay, but we don't know what is effective cover. We know what is overall depth. Let us calculate first effective cover. Effective cover D dash, okay, is equal to, okay, clear cover plus diameter of the bar by 2. Diameter, because the diameter of a bar is be given, okay, but clear cover is also not given. So at this circumstances, for a beam, always assume a clear cover. Assume a clear cover of 25 mm. So 25 plus 16 by 2. 25 plus 16 by 2. So this workouts to be D dash is equal to 33 millimeter. Okay, so whenever they are not being given effective cover, the one more method to calculate. In last problem, effective cover was given. Okay, so directly have been, okay, deducted the overall depth. But in this case, they have been given a number of bars. By assuming a clear cover, okay, and adding the diameter of the bar by 2, you may get the effective cover. Now, overall depth D is equal to 380 minus 33. 380 minus 33. So this workouts to be 347 millimeter. 347 millimeter. Okay. So now substitute everything. Okay. So once again the same thing. So that is depth of neutral axis XU by D equal to 0.87 into Fi into AST divided by 0.36 FCKBD. So that is, we already know, 0.87 into 415 into AST 603.18 divided by 0.36, and grade of concrete is 20 and effective depth is 347 millimeter. 347 millimeter. Okay. Okay. So this, okay, the FCK, okay, we have forgot the B here. Okay, the B value is 230. So 230 into 0.36 into 20 into 230 into 347 millimeter. So this workouts to be 0.38. 0.38. Okay. So XU by D is equal to 0.38. Now once again same thing, the limiting or maximum depth of neutral axis for Fe145, that is Fe415 steel, XU max by D from page 70 of IS456, 0.48. Okay. Next, XU by D, that is XU max by D is equal to 0.48. Next, compare the section, that is XU by D. Now it is lesser than XU max by D. XU by D is lesser than XU max by D. Hence, I am going to write it as under reinforced section. The section is under reinforced section. Is it clear? Okay. Next, What is the next step? He has been asked the superimposed load, that is live load. So in order to calculate that live load, what you are going to do? First we need to calculate the same thing, ultimate moment, then unfactored moment, okay, then calculate the remaining steps. Okay, so let us proceed. Okay, for ultimate moment of resistance, ultimate moment of resistance as per Annex G 1.1b, page 96 of IS 456-2000, same thing, mu is equal to 0.87 Fy into AST into D, 1 minus AST into Fy divided by BD FCK. Okay, so for this, why have been written this formula? Because the section is under reinforced. Okay, so now substitute everything, that is 0.87 into 415, okay, into the width of a section is, AST is 603.18, okay, into D, okay, into effective depth is 347 into 1 minus 603.18 into 415 divided by B, 230 into effective depth 347 into 20. Okay, so this workouts to be mu is equal to 64.94 into 10 to the power of 6 Newton millimeter or 64.96 kilonewton meter. So this is what your mu. Next, how to calculate the superimposed load? How to calculate the superimposed load for a cantilever beam? Okay, next, once again the same thing, convert this into unfactored. So this is the cantilever beam. Okay, cantilever beam, this is the total W, okay, and the span is 2 meter. First convert this into unfactored moment, okay, unfactored moment. So this workouts to be 64.94 divided by 1.5, this workouts to be 43.29 kilonewton meter. Okay, now you already know that the total load W is equal to dead load plus live load or superimposed load. Okay, W is equal to WDL plus WL. We require what? Live load or superimposed load. Therefore, WLL is equal to total load minus, okay, WDL. Now we require W, we require WDL. Okay, to find total load. Okay, to find total load, the total load W is equal to, that means how you are going to calculate total load? So for a cantilever beam subjected to UDL, the formula will be, what will be the formula? M is equal to WL square by 2. Okay, therefore W is equal to, total load W is equal to 2M by L square. Okay, or effective span square, that is 2 into 43.29, okay, and divided by the span. A span is given as, effective span is given as 2 square. This workouts to be 21.64 kilonewton meter. 21.64 kilonewton per meter. Okay, so this is what your W value. Next, how to calculate WDL or dead load? So as I stated, the dead load will be always acting as UDL on the beam. So that is WDL is equal to 0.23, because I require I require the answer in kilonewton per meter. I am going to use the dimensional parameters of a beam in meter itself. So that is 0.23 into overall depth that is 0.38. Okay, 0.38 into the density of a concrete or a reinforced concrete into 25. 0.23 into overall depth, that is B into D, into density of RCC. Okay, so this workouts to be 2.185 kilonewton per meter. So now substitute everything in this, that is 21.64 minus 2.185. So this workouts to be 19.46 kilonewton per meter. So like this we are going to calculate the superimposed load for a cantilever beam. Like this, if you are going to work out for a simply supported beam, the formula, the only change is it will be WL square by 8. Simply supported beam subjected to UDL. So like this we will work out a few more problems in the next class. Thank you.